Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today I thought I'd give you my thoughts on this devilishly beautiful looking uniform, which is the Miles Morales Carnage uniform. At least that's what I'm calling it. And it is a gorgeous looking thing. This thing is freaking awesome. Man, he looks evil as hell. I love it. He looks awesome. But do you need it? No. You don't need it. In fact, I would definitely recommend any of you that love Miles or love, the Carnage, the symbiotes, to just wait for Black Friday. You really don't need it. You're going to find that it is a good uniform. It is a very good upgrade. It's very easy to play, very proc friendly. It's an amazing Shadowland uniform, and it's good for World Boss. However, there are some problems with World Boss. And one of the problems is when they changed his passive from damage to supervillains to superheroes, that actually hurt Miles. And the reason it hurt him is because in World Boss, most of us don't play the mutants. We don't play the mutants because we don't get BAM. We don't get BAM, plus we have a cap on our feathers and crystals. So we don't play it. So these bosses are actually more relevant, and maybe null as well now, to play. So having damage to superheroes is really just going to be useful in maybe AC, Shadowland, maybe PvP. He does have PvP potential. I mean, he does, but the thing is, he's going to be, right now mine's level 60, and the reason he's going to stay level 60 because if I increase him, I just don't have the resources to take him up. I'm trying to conserve on as much BAM and Norn Stones as I can because I just don't have that much. And that's a real bum deal. I would love to take this uniform to level 70, and eventually I probably will, but we really don't need to. You'll definitely get a good idea of his power gauge in today's video. He has almost 18,000 physical attack, 120 attack speed, 33 crit rate, 178 critical damage. Not the greatest stats. He has max Nord defense, max skill cooldown, only 30% dodge. He has no Urus, all level 60 character. And they changed his passive. We talked about that already. They gave him all defense down on his third skill plus the 40% increase of all attack, and you can almost immediately cancel it, not quite. And then the fourth skill, lo and behold, has Paralyze. And we'll get to talking about the Paralyze here in a little bit. And then you get the lightning damage, and then he's got an all attack buff, a crit rate buff by 35%, which is great. This is great. It's going to be easy to max out his critical rate. Because of this, you're only going to need 40% crit rate to max out his critical rate. And as far as his uniform bonus, it gives him another 30% increase of all attack. So he's got tons and tons of buffs. He only has 140% damage proc with lightning damage and critical damage. Decent obelisk, kind of a low proc, but that's what we're going to run with. And he has a stage 6 overdrive set. Actually, Power of Angry Hawk would be better because you'd be getting that extra attack speed. But Miles is stronger. He is way better, but I really don't think anybody's going to need him. But we'll take him into World Boss. We'll just do... Yeah, it don't matter. Stage 51. We'll do stage 51. We'll use this team right here. We'll use Shuri for the 45% damage of supervillains and Beast for the 50% increase of physical attack. Plus, Beast will be offering a buff. And plus, I didn't mention this, but Miles has a nice little heal. We're not going to use any strikers. Miles is easy to play. He's super, super easy to play. He has super long iframes on his 5 and 4. I mean, he's fun to play too. He is. He's a quality character to play with. But in this day and age in Marvel Future Fight, here we go. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's not bad. That's pretty damn awesome. And there I got snared. Okay. And the one nice thing is he is in iframes most of the time, right? But there are these little gaps right before you hit that third skill where he's not. And that is when he can take a lot of damage. However, that heal is pretty sweet. I mean, he's got a 30% recovery max HP heal. I mean, look at this. Easy as hell to play. So, I mean, I think it's an amazing uniform for him. But like all the symbiotes, he doesn't have the greatest defenses. He can get one-shotted pretty easy. Like if I get snared and I get caught, I will die. But look at this. Look at that. I mean, it's with 140% damage proc. And I'm pretty much face tanking old Proxima because I'm in iframes pretty much most of the time, except for right when I'm doing that third skill. There we go. And the all defense down applies pretty quick. Whoa, and there our skill got canceled. Okay. There we go. I mean, Miles has good damage. Switch, thrown down to purple there. Miles has very good damage. But he can get one-shotted pretty easy. Although, I do think he has better survivability than, like, definitely better than Scream for sure. I mean, these iframes they just make it easy for him. Like I said, really the tornadoes are the biggest thing for him to deal with. I mean, if he gets hit by the spears, he can die pretty easy. But I do like the uniform. And honestly, because of these long iframes, it makes me wonder if he will be decent in PvP. I mean, these are long. Look at this. Okay, and then we died, right? And that's the thing. He can get one-shotted pretty freaking easy. Granted, he is level 60. Granted, you know, we don't have HP and all that. And he does have a uniform, so you could give him HP stats. But, you know, and then there's that as well. You know, you got 3 premium uniforms that you got to buy. You know, you got Namor, you got Yelena, and you got Sabretooth that you're going to have to buy and get Sabretooth to level up this uniform to get those extra uniform stats. And it's just, to me, it's just one of those uniforms that I think is a really great rework. I think it's very strong, a big improvement. And he'll really shine here in these world bosses. But again, you know, against Scarlet and Quicksilver and Cable, people just don't play them. Because we're not getting BAM, because we have a cap on the feathers. So in a way, it makes his new passive kind of sucky. I mean, it makes sense because he's a villain. And he should have damage dealt to supervillains or superheroes. But the thing is, Netmarble, I think they're trying to do a little something here. And let me explain what I'm talking about here. So currently, right now in the game, Apocalypse is our ABX meta. And Apocalypse is the ABX meta because he has it all. He has paralysis, he has silence, and he has burn. He's going to be applicable for all the seasons of ABX. And for a lot of players, he can cap out the score or he can do very, very well. I mean, I can get over 6 million just going in there and horsing around and just running through rotations and just canceling the Beast Roar. Not really doing an optimal run with this build. You know, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Odin's Blessings. But these are 5-star energy attack Urus here. I could bump them up a little bit more. The thing is, what they did for Miles is they gave him this paralyzed, right? So he'd be good for this season, right? For Carnage because he has that leadership. Carnage currently right now in the game doesn't have any kind of paralyze or silence or burn, right? And it wouldn't make sense for this character to have burn. It just wouldn't. Silence, it probably would. But look at this. But then when you look at Taskmaster, who's also going to be on the Combat Villain Day, look what he's got. He's got burn. So between Taskmaster and Miles, and if Carnage gets silence, you're going to be able to cancel the Beast Roar with the team up of Taskmaster, Miles, and Carnage. But the thing is, like I just mentioned, Apocalypse is the ABX meta. And for a lot of players, he can already cap out the score. So unless Carnage is just ridiculous. And we don't even know 100% sure if he's going to get something, but I'm pretty sure he is. I mean, when you look at this leadership, I'm pretty sure he's going to get something. It wouldn't make no sense if he didn't. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to give Carnage silence. I'm making a little prediction here. They're going to give him silence. And they're going to have to make him OP as hell. They're going to have to make him much stronger than Apocalypse because, one, a lot of players have less physical attack than energy attack, right? Apocalypse gets buffed up by energy attack. And he's just going to have to be way stronger because if he can only outscore Apocalypse by, 400,000, 500,000 points, it's just not going to be worth the effort because Carnage is a paywall character. He's a paywall. A lot of people don't have the character. And if you do have the character and you're free to play like what I am currently right now, How are you going to get bios for him? How are you going to level up the uniform? You're not. You're not. You're not going to buy a mega mythic ticket because you're not going to spend any money in the game, due to the boycott, right? If you're a spender. So I want to be excited, right, for Carnage maybe coming in the game or a new uniform for him. Because, I mean, come on, man. Look, seriously, he's got to be getting something. It was already data mined that he's probably going to get tier 3. But it's hard to get excited because what are we going to do with him? A lot of us won't be able to level him up. Those of us that have him. A lot of people don't have Carnage. So if you don't even have Carnage, then getting this uniform really is just either for the love of the character, because you think it's really freaking cool, or because you want a really great Shadowland character. Yeah, he can put in work in World Boss, but anytime a character is that fragile, anytime a character can die that easy, honestly, you really don't want to play with them much. You don't really want to use them that much in World Boss. That's kind of the downside to it. I think it's a great upgrade, and I do think it's worth buying if you want Miles to be as great as he can be. And if you already have Carnage, maybe it would be worth buying for that, but we don't know anything about Carnage yet. But I am making my predictions he'll have Silence. That way you can cancel the Beast War with the team up of Taskmaster, Miles, and Carnage. So all in all, I think it's a great uniform. I think it's a great upgrade, but just wait for Black Friday if you're going to buy it. Unless you're just a hardcore, massive Miles fan, I wouldn't even queue this thing up, because I really think most people would just use this for Shadowland. However, it might prove to be useful in PvP because of those long iframes, but he's going to die super, super easy because of the low HP, the low stats, and just being a tier 2. So let me know what y'all think about Miles, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.